Welcome everyone. So, we've got Grant with us, and of course we are on search for the wild dogs. Now, we're having a bit of a problem at the moment, aren't we, Grant?
We are indeed. Wild dogs arch enemies. Lions.
So we were going to be doing call-ups today, which means we would have had speakers on the car and we would have been playing contact calls to try bring the pack in. However, there's just too many lions around at the moment. And the lions will react to those contact calls and come in, and obviously we don't want to put the pack in danger from big cats.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, there's been reports of wild dogs over the last couple of days all around us. So we're going to go have a little squiz along our northern boundary and then along our western boundary. There was a pack of wild dogs seen this morning to the east of us, but the wrong pack. It was 23 individuals. Now that's the Caseri pack.
Yeah.
So the Caseri pack's been around. It's who we've got here. Hello Sue, Rosalind, CJ, Cookie, Debbie, Barbara, Trefoil, B, Butterwurst, Linda. But yeah, so this is a good opportunity to chat to Grant, ask him why on earth would we want to put a collar on this pack of wild dogs, and particularly this pack of wild dogs. So if you've got any questions for Grant, everyone's just saying hi at the moment.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good to be out after quite a bit of rain the last.
Look at the camera there.
The last couple of weeks it has been quite wet, which has also made things difficult, and dogs don't move off as much during a heavy wet period. But yeah, good to be out, and hopefully the dogs show themselves. Generally it would be just after we had created the window, and we were 80% confident because they were spending so much time here before, and now during the window period that we've created they haven't been here, but so it's probably going to be within the next couple of days that they will show up.
The main pride of lions has moved just north of us. We heard them roaring this morning, so hopefully they keep going north for the next little while. The breakaways are still around one of the dogs' favorite areas, but a smaller pride of lions is not going to affect the dogs as much as that big pride, which is nearly 20 individuals when they're all together. Is it humid here today?
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. Not hugely humid.
Are there any stations still mobile? Hi Morris. Morris, have you seen any sign of Mahlolwa today?
Maybe it's around
Copy, thanks Morris. Yeah, we will go check there just now. So Morris, copy, thanks Morris, I'll keep you updated. Do you love Morris? He's like, if you need help, come pick me up, I'll come tracking. That man loves to track. Rebecca in Cape Town, hello. Will we name the pack once we collar it? We will, but that's going to be a surprise for later, once we find them. And first things first, we're going to find them. So as I said, we're going to check our northern boundary here. So hopefully with the lions coming north, if the dogs are to the north slightly, it might push them south. So we're going to check for tracks along here. There we go, Sue. Yes, good question. What are the benefits of collaring a pack?
So essentially collaring, we only collar one individual in each pack, but that individual then acts as a proxy for their protection. So we are able to monitor them by tracking them. The collars are GPS collars that transmit the data via satellite, so we can access that data remotely and see where they're moving in order to mitigate the anthropogenic or human-induced threats that they're facing, which is snaring, and then if they move outside of protected areas, human-wildlife conflict with game ranches in particular. So it's essentially to protect the pack. The collar acts as a proxy for us to monitor their movements, and then we can respond to any threats that the wild dogs may be facing. And locating, this case in point, locating the pack without a collar is difficult, near impossible at times, but locating the pack with a collar just makes it our response time to be able to get to the pack is a lot quicker, and we can monitor their movements, or if they have like an individual with a snare in the pack, then we can respond to them and go straight to where they are because of the collar, so that protects them.
And you've been telling me that with the collared packs, the way they behave, you almost got like a 95% success rate in picking up if a member of the pack has been snared.
Yeah, 100%. So it's linked to a system with colleagues that within Sandparks and Dr. Louis van Skalkwyk that has created this monitoring platform where we get early alerts then as well when the pack moves into an area where there's been historical snaring, or if they move outside a protected area, an alert comes to the system which is near real time, and then we can respond to that. So it's wild dogs moving into an area of high risk from previous snares that were removed, or if a wild dog was reported carrying a snare, and so now we can predict if wild dogs are going into a high risk area, and that movement is recorded by the collars, which is then vitally important for us to be able to have those collars.
Palalas. Wild dog food, but no wild dogs. Trefoil would like to know, which individual do you collar? How do you choose the individual?
So we collar, it's based on the demographics and the profile of the Greater Kruger population over the last 10 years of monitoring them. We collar an adult female, but not the alpha. And the reason why we collar an adult female is females in the Kruger population are less likely to disperse or leave their natal pack. So we want to have that collared dog on as a proxy for the pack. We don't collar the alpha female because during denning she goes underground for a couple of weeks, and then we'll lose that data and can't see where the pack is. And then also she puts on weight when she's pregnant, so we don't want it to hinder her ability to move around, or for the collar to have any effect on the female because she puts on weight when she's pregnant.
Sue says, do we use drones?
Do we use drones?
No, we don't.
No, I mean it's actually something that's asked quite common about following wild dogs or finding wild dogs, but because they cover such large areas, even using a drone to locate them in an area, it would be looking for a needle in a haystack. You know?
So, I mean, what the average Greater Kruger or Kruger wild dog pack home range is 25,000-30,000 hectares or more.
So average, I actually just calculated it the other day, average is about 80,000 hectares.
So 160 plus thousand acres per pack. How many dogs are collared in the Greater Kruger at the moment?
So there's currently 32 packs collared in the Greater Kruger, yeah.
Well, I think that's a great one for me then. So how many packs are there, do we think?
Probably with the remaining packs that are uncollared or new packs that have formed because of dispersals, we'll estimate now, which is a pretty close estimate, around 38 packs. No, 38 packs total. In total. So we've got about seven packs that we're still needing to do.
Now that's incredible. Now if I go back, showing my age here. At least I don't show it in my beard like Grant. If I go back to when I started in the Sabi Sands, it was just before the collapse. So let's go back to sort of 10 years ago. How many packs? I mean, there's a lot more packs now than there were 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, in particular, I mean, the regular viewers will have heard me talk about, the far north of the park, where there was a decline between 1995 and 2000. So when I started in 2009, there were between 15 and 20 packs in the Greater Kruger.
So that's in 10 years, doing a lot of hard work and sweat and blood and tears, you've doubled the wild dog population.
Yeah, and it's not only about the increase in number of individuals or number of packs. That obviously acts but it's the shift in distribution of wild dogs. So they've started moving back into the far north of the park, which is then really beneficial for the population as a whole. And then we also introduced a pack of wild dogs into the Shingweti area following the decline of the population and years of research and monitoring, and it was suitable or viable to introduce that pack. And then that also increased the dispersal of the packs from the central area
Further
into the north. And then we've actually just recently had one of the collared dogs disperse from the far north into Belule.
It was just down. You would ask me to keep a lookout because it was coming this way.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, that pack, they covered over 500 kilometers in 2 weeks.
500 kilometers in 2 weeks.
And that's just the straight line distance between GPS locations, not
So
what
not
they
their
did in
actual.
between. Yeah.
Okay. So that's incredible. So, well, we're hoping, and one of the real reasons a pack like this is really important to collar is because they're literally on the edge of human habitation,
100%.
farmland, citrus farms, game farms. So we're right on the edge, and it's a very important pack, not only for their protection, but from data to see how they disperse and how they move through areas where there's a lot of people. There you go. Donne would like to know, if you come across an injured wild dog in the Kruger, should you report it to a ranger? No, you should look in all the offices. There's a phone number on the Wild Dogs and Cheetah census page, and that's Grant's phone number.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. You should also report it to the rangers, though.
It will inevitably come to
back,
me
yeah.
anyway. And it's something that I wouldn't say it's contentious, but it's a question that's always asked about, treating wild dogs because they're endangered. And, we've actually just come up with a protocol in terms of natural injuries that wild dogs get while they're hunting, or if they're injured by a lion. It's natural, and that's something that we generally don't intervene with. And not because we don't want to help them or whatever, but they have this an amazing ability to look after each other within the pack. The best solution to a wild dog when it's injured is being looked after by the rest of the pack. So often they are able to recover on their own. The only time that injuries are treated is if it's human induced. So, for example, a snare, then that's obviously definitely treated.
So Jenny is saying we were asked at Skukuza and Satara if we saw any wild dogs to report them while we're there, but that was the census.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you explain the census a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, well,
Wow.
depending on when it was that Jenny had seen that, we've been requesting that tourists report wild dog sightings since I started in 2009. The census is run as a targeted method for counting wild dogs every 5 years, and so that's separate to us asking for people to report wild dogs for when we're looking for individuals or packs that we need a collar. But the census is of cheetah and wild dogs, and that's been run every 5 years. The wild dog census started in 1989, 1990.
Oh, wow.
So it's just longitudinal data, and it's used to detect changes in the population using a particular method. Despite the fact that we're monitoring them now, it's just to ensure that data is longitudinal. And then it's linked with the cheetah stuff is linked with that, and that the results from the census for cheetahs showed that the population was healthy and stable the last census, and that's why there hasn't been any intervention or increased monitoring of cheetah. But the census is just a method to count wild dogs every couple of years.
Lion tracks.
Lion tracks, yeah.
Not wild dog tracks. Not the tracks we're looking for. Jenny was saying 10 years ago.
Yeah, so that would have probably been during the one of the censuses,
censuses,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's run every 5 years.
Okay, so we got lion tracks. It's not what we were hoping to see. The other thing is the lions have been quite vocal over the last couple of days, and that's enough to sort of keep the dogs at bay, so to speak. But the last reports of the pack of four were on Kwenga, right
Okay.
near where we did that call up on
the top of the hill there.
Yeah. As I said, normally we would be using call-ups, but we don't want to put those animals at risk. There are so many lions. What are you looking at, Impala? Are you snorting? It's Impala mad season with the rat, though. So often you're not sure. Oh, what's happening there, Matthew?
Camera.
Camera's giving Matthew a little bit of grief. There we go. Nah. TJ, exactly. The one time we don't want to see a lion or a lion track ever. want to see lions and leopards.
Except me, I never want to see lions.
God never wants to see lions. Sorry about that. We're back. So I think now that we are up here in the north, the lion tracks are all over the place. So I think we should go have a look down south. Now it's amazing how fluctuations of predators affect each other. And Baluli, now isn't someone about to do a study on the wild dogs in Baluli with the lions?
Yeah, so not just Baluli, but the
APNR.
Yeah, we're looking at the whole APNR, but Baluli, in terms of where Baluli fits in the APNR and the Greater Kruger setup or system, is that they are effectively on the western boundary or the fringe of the Greater Kruger. So we're looking at, because of the dynamics between lions and wild dogs, and lions being apex predators and wild dogs subordinate to lions, we're looking at whether wild dogs are choosing to move outside the boundaries of protected areas to avoid lions, which is a good decision or a good strategy. Pup survival rates are, in theory, higher outside of areas where there's high lion density, but then they come into conflict with human-wildlife conflict with wildlife ranches. So that's what we're looking at, is the increase or the density of lions pushing wild dogs out, and is it positive or negative for them to go out, and looking at pup survival rate and then adult survival rates as well.
And currently Baluli has got the so that is Baluli, Kaseri,
Timbavati,
Thorny Bush, Sabi Sands.
No.
So just the northern section.
And Umbabat.
And Umbabat. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Load shedding is causing havoc with signal at the moment. Ria says, what amazing work you do, guys. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Connie, you're right. There's 34 collared packs, eh?
32 currently.
32 collared packs, 38 in total. Including this one that we are searching for right now. The one thing I found amazing about this particular pack, and I can't understand why, is, you know, most wild dogs have zero respect for a fence. This pack seems to have a lot of respect for the fence. They run along it, but they never go through it.
Go out of it. Look, it's a small pack there, and I think despite the lion densities or the density of other predators, there's a lot of impala
spots.
So there's no, you know, with the high prey density, they're happy.
Here we go, check. Let's take a chance. There's a spot where I found this pack sleeping many times. It's a little. It's not only. I've not only found wild dogs sleeping under this particular thorn tree. I've actually found the lions under there as well. But we are not hoping for lions today. I remember my sneaky spot through here. Watch out for the thorns there, Matthew and Grant. This is the Badger secret road. None of the big cars are small enough to come through here. Also a good spot to look for tracks. And, on a positive note, we're not seeing any lion tracks. Maybe the lions have decided to go back north. So there we go. That's one of the dogs. I don't know, it must have been about 5 or 6 times.
They'll be lying in.
Found them sleeping under this little Nilotica. Not seeing any big ears today though. Just Impala tracks. Oh.
Lion tracks.
Lion tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Where can we go where we don't have any lion tracks? Wouldn't have been surprised to actually find a lion sleeping here as well. Let's just go out this way. Yeah. Sue would like to know, what time do dogs like to roam?
So essentially wild dogs are crepuscular.
I love that word. One of my favorite words.
They are most active just after sunrise and just before sunset. But with all the collar data that we've collected, we found that the hour that they are most active in the day is 7 o'clock in the morning.
Really? I can believe that.
It works out to 7 o'clock, which is quite a bit then, especially in summer. That's quite a lot later than sunrise. But yeah, that work. The data suggests that they are most active at 7 if you took it as an hour of the day.
Where's the road gone? Oh, right. Let's go back that way. No, Barbara, Red Earth, it is also one of my favorite places on Pridelands. We've had lots of fantastic sightings of everything. All members of the Big Five, plus lots of, what else have we seen? The doggies there, big herds of buffalo. Okay, lion tracks, we're heading east, so we're going to go west. I know we're not supposed to be looking for wild dogs, but I am a birder, and I think I saw a rare bird. Or a confused bird. Oh, no, man, stop hopping. Just need to get you in my barnos. Oh, he's gone. Huh? Is he? Oh, it's not a rare bird, it's a juvenile Deirdre's cuckoo. On game drives, I don't like driving down the fences too much, but as I said, this pack does like to use this western fence line quite a lot. So we're going to go pop onto the western fence line. Cookie, in a year, Grant, what is the average amount of snare removals?
Sure, in a year. I couldn't even do that maths in my head. Obviously, it's area dependent, but there's areas where the snares, in excess of 1,000 snares, are being removed a week.
I think animals, dogs in particular.
So, I mean, it's something that we predicted, but we didn't think that it would be that bad. But there has been an exponential increase in snaring or wild dogs caught in snares after COVID.
Yeah.
So there has been an increase. So on average, prior to COVID, so prior to 2020, would have been 4 or 5 a year. And then 2021, there was 32 wild dogs that were caught in snares. So, I mean, the average between that works out to even higher than what the total amount was in the previous 5 years.
Okay, let's go check the fence line and head down south. Still so much grass for this time of the year. CJ, the reason COVID had such an impact is a lot of people lost their jobs. So people who had jobs and would buy food, a lot of people had to now provide for their family. What you got there, Granty?
Nothing, just checking tracks.
Just checking. Have now... What? Oh dear. What is that? I thought I saw something there. Let's go have a quick look. Oh, that's what I saw. I saw a lion tail. Again, who would have thought we don't want to see lions? Hello, lions. Your tracks were going the opposite direction. It's okay, guys. Sorry, I hit the stump and gave them a little bit of a fright. There we go. The one animal we don't want to see today. Breakaway Pride. Their tracks were going in the opposite. Well, I suppose we've had so many lions on here that I don't know.
They're going in all directions.
All directions. Janine, indeed, poverty is a major factor in snaring. Not 650 Rand to unsnare a dog, Sue, $650 to unsnare a dog. Okay, well, lions, nice to see you. Not so much today. Go back to sleep. We're going to go carry on looking for wild dogs. Okay, lions here, we're going south.
Yeah.
We're going far south, away from where all the lions are. Ernie, why does it take so long to collar them? Well, if you know where they are, it doesn't take long at all. So, as Grant was saying earlier, I mean, this is an uncollared pack, and the average wild dog home range in this area is 170,000 acres. So, if you don't have a collar on them, trying to pinpoint exactly where they're going to be is very difficult. And they did seem to set up a core home range around Pridelands, and we were seeing them 3, 4, 5 times a week. And then all 22 lions that live in this area decided to come visit. And outside of human factors, snaring, road deaths, disease, lions are by far the biggest killer of wild dogs. Okay. Western fence line. I doubt we're going to see any dog tracks with the lions around. So let's shoot down south. cute faces. Why are you not interested in us, the Lions? Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Who was on drive this morning? The car's still in low rate. It's like wondering why I was struggling to get going here. But also might have been the reason they struggled to jumpstart. No. So we do currently have an emergency fund for snares for grants, and Cookie kindly bought that picture we auctioned off for $650. So as soon as that grant and them need that money, it is available for them to do snare removal on a dog. Ernie, indeed, but how much do you think a chopper costs an hour? A chopper would be very, very useful in terms of finding them. But even at mate rates, because we're friends with quite a few of the chopper pilots, who wants to guess how much a chopper costs an hour to fly? And that's cost price. I mean, thankfully there's some incredible people in this area like Ben and Joel and Jerry and Yana who do this work at a discounted rate, particularly when it is for conservation. However, when you have a helicopter, you still got to put fuel in it, you've still got to maintain it. Yeah. So indeed, the Remembering Wild Dogs, African Wild Dogs book did help.
Yep.
There was quite a lot of donations made to Grant and the EWT's Wild Dog program from that. Where do you think? I think we should go. Let's go down to Buffelshoek. It's the furthest place we can get from the Lions. Cookie, a very expensive helicopter would be $12,000 an hour. Fortunately, our helicopters don't cost $12,000. $12,000 an hour, I think you're looking at a Super Puma that can like carry 40 people. The helicopters they use around here are little 4-seater Robbies, Robbie 44s. Everyone's still flying 44s. No one's got anything else. Yeah. I won't get into a 22. I don't like those things.
No, that feels like a lawnmower.
Yeah,
a lawnmower engine.
So in the older days they used to fly Robbie 22s, which are 2-seaters, but they had a habit of falling out of the sky while you're still in them. The 44, which is it's a much sort of, it's actually almost the most ideal chopper for game capture work.
Yeah.
So any more guesses on how much it costs an hour? Oh wow, that's what they crossed here to spray cranberry bogs. Well, I imagine that quite a lot of that cost is then whatever they're spraying onto the cranberry bogs. I'm not sure. Do you know what a cranberry bog is?
No idea.
I'm not sure either. Jenny, indeed, the emergency fund is separate from the main EWT fund. It's through Painted Dog TV, and it's also because sometimes things take a while to get moving. Where there's being a private organisation, we can free up those funds immediately and quickly on the day if need be. There you go, $2,000, $350. There you go, Dizzy, you're about right. About $350 an hour, 6,000 odd rand an hour. Actually, it's probably gone
slightly more now.
Yeah, because of Uncle Vlad and the Ukraine situation. All the fuel prices have actually, it's probably closer to $450 an hour now. Whereas to drive this around, we'd probably get away with $25 an hour to go look for things. Maybe not even that much, maybe $20 an hour. Hi, Taz. we do have cranberry juice here, but I didn't know they grow in bogs. Where do we farm our cranberries? In the Cape somewhere?
Probably. In the Cape.
That's cold.
But I haven't heard of it being in a
bog.
In a bog.
Yeah. Annie, that sounds like an amazing trip. It's always fun in a chopper, unless your name is Veer. And Veer, we're doing an elephant collaring. And Veer went for his first trip in the helicopter, and he was supposed to be filming as well. He got out of that helicopter, he said bad words at me, and said, never make me go in a helicopter again, please. And then I've got Matthew and Brian, who beat each other up to get to go in the helicopter. Kara, I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure why that happened. I don't mind going in a helicopter. Spend a lot of time in a helicopter, actually. Okay. So we're just going to sort of head down to the furthest way we can get from the lions. It's also probably the closest to where the dogs were last seen, to the east of us. And hopefully we find some sign. Otherwise, I know the window is supposed to be closing. Oh, panic, Franklin. For the colony. We're just going to keep going till we find them. We will probably try to do a call up at some point once there's less lions around, when we know the lions have moved off. Oh, there we go. Have a read there, Granty.
Oh wow! So it's, and it was just mentioned, but from the funds from Remembering Wildlife, and the amazing support that they've given us, and wow, the amazing support that they've given a lot of organisations with the money raised from the amazing book. But it's just been mentioned here that there is going to be another donation made towards the Endangered Wildlife Trust and the wild dog work. So a $5,000 donation. So
well done.
Wow.
Thanks, Margot.
Thank you, Margot. Thank you so much. And I know she's busy with bears now, but she needs to come out and spend some time with the wild dogs that she's contributing towards protecting.
Exactly. Okay. Planning time. Which way do we go? Go north, go south.
Is there water anywhere?
Go both. And Twin Pans. Okay, let's go to Noble North. Down to Buffelshoek. There's water everywhere at the moment, after the rain. A lot of the little pans are very full. I guess it's amazing. You go out and look for dogs and you find lions. Let's hope we don't hit any more lions.
I mean, also with it was asked about it taking so long to find dogs to put a collar on. Another thing is, in terms of the rain, the density of the vegetation. I mean, I was in Kruger National Park the last couple of days following up on collared dogs, and the dogs lying 5 meters off the road, and you cannot see them.
Yeah.
You cannot see them at all, just because of the density of the bush. And the somewhat late rains that we've had has like rejuvenated the bush again as well.
It shouldn't be green now. We should be ready to start burning, and you put a match in here now, it's not going to go anywhere.
Which is also going to be interesting in terms of where dogs choose to den.
Yeah.
Because they were traditionally what we would call terrain ruggedness. They want to select an area that's densely vegetated, undulating, most often in a drainage line in the Greater Kruger system, in an old termite, well, just above a drainage line in a termite mound. But now it's so thick everywhere, it's going to be interesting to see if dogs actually choose some different areas to den in this year.
Absolutely fascinating. And that's the thing a lot of people always forget, is that animal behavior, there's no set rules. It can change from year to year. It depends on rainfall. It depends on lion densities. It can even depend on something as like hyenas. How often they get harassed by hyenas.
Exactly, and I'm not exactly sure yet what has driven it, but we've had this year the earliest wild dog den that I've ever recorded in Sabi Sands.
Do you think they're picking up on the climate change? The seasons are changing?
I don't know. One of the theories is, for mating, which then coincides or leads to denning season. So denning season in South Africa coincides with winter, but the onset of mating has got nothing to do with that. So that's global warming. We don't know the effects and the changes that it's going to have on species, and more research is being done on the effects of temperature changes on various species.
It's going to be very interesting. So guys, we're gonna try to get into buffalo. So there's a possibility we'll have a little bit of we're going to start working. So if there is good signal fit down the road, taking us off there. Welcome back. As I said, there's a few little dead spots if we try get down south, and unfortunately it's a lot.
Bug in the eye.
Bug in the eye. glasses on. So we're heading down to an area called Buffalo's Hook or Buffalo Corner, which is the most southeastern part of Pryden's, and it is an area the dogs have been frequenting before all the lions arrived, because the lions were down here a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
We've also always got a good chance of seeing Too Sexy, the female leopard. Oh, speaking of that. Watch, we're probably going to find a leopard because we're looking for the wild dogs. We found lions already. Now we're going to find a leopard because we're looking for wild dogs. Now, the one thing about dogs is that, have you ever seen them scavenge? I've seen them scavenge once. I think it was more for fun than anything else.
No, yeah. So I mean, they generally don't scavenge often, and it's probably, it's not a fact that they won't eat a dead animal. I mean, like when we've got them in holding facilities or bomas, they'll happily eat. So it's probably more a risk versus reward thing. You know, they're going to get half an impala or whatever's left on the carcass, and then risk fighting with hyenas or lions or whatever other predator actually made the kill. But they don't scavenge often.
So I saw them, very big pack in Botswana once. There was hyenas following them, as they do.
Yeah.
And one hyena had a baby elephant leg in its mouth, and the dogs stole it from the hyena. They didn't eat it. It was quite rotten, but they just took it away from the hyena. And the pups sort of chewed on it a little bit, but nothing serious. Okay.
It's been quite warm.
Sorry about that. As I said, we're just trying to get down south here, and we've sort of arrived down here in the south, which is always a good spot. We're going to go check the little pan, see if we can see any signs of the dogs drinking or sleeping in the pan, if it's been warm. Well, I suppose it hasn't really been warm for the last while. It's so nice to see the sun and blue sky again. Geez, everything's heading me. You hear that? That was a very big grasshopper that whacked me in the ear. I was saying, the wild dogs could literally be sleeping under one of these shady bushes here and we wouldn't know. Especially this pack, they're so used to vehicles, they don't lift their head when you drive past.
Yeah.
But we should smell them. I haven't smelt any dogs today.
No tracks. No
Nothing.
tracks anywhere either.
Towards Buffalo's Hook now, Buffalo Corner. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a buffalo. I'm actually surprised we haven't gone past any eddies today.
Yeah, that's true. It's been very quiet.
Well, last time I saw old Izzlweenie was here. I had him and a leopard in the same sighting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He actually sort of chewed her off the termite mound. He was in must.
Something that elephants do quite often with dogs as well. They just don't tolerate them.
No, they really don't like wild dogs.
No, they don't. And not that a wild dog would ever attack an elephant. I mean, it's almost impossible. But they almost always, if they come across wild dogs lying at a pan and they want to come and drink it, they'll chase them away.
Hello. Let's have a look a little bit further. Start looking in the trees. So we got a drag mark. Quite often what happens when we find a drag, you just get some soft sand to look properly. The hyenas have stolen it from someone and they're taking it. There you go, it's on your side there now, Granty. Or is it an Ellie dragging a stick? Or is it
Yeah, it's a stick that's been...
No, it's leopard. See the leopard track, it's a drag mark. So find a blooming leopard. Have a look here. Back to brand new battery we bought this morning. we just stopped to have a look there. There's a drag mark, leopard dragging a carcass, male, and we actually had twin spots, male leopard with a kill in this tree a couple of days ago or weeks ago. So we'll definitely inform Morris to come have a check around here. But again, we're not looking for cats, we're looking for dogs.
Maybe tomorrow we should do a cat safari.
Yeah, a cat safari and get all the dogs out.
Get all the dogs out.
Yeah.
Don't find any cats and find the dogs.
I smell a bit of meat there. I suppose that old carcass was here. Yes, Michaela, you can get the exact same shirt I'm wearing on Teespring. Charles, if you're watching, just can you pop the link to our merchandise, our Teespring shirts, etc. You can get. Brian is busy with this year's design, so there's going to be a new one coming out soon. This is another favorite spot for the puppies. I see something that means there are no wild dogs here. An impala. The impala would not be looking so happy and relaxed with life. Let's have a quick look. There's so much water on, there's almost nothing that's drunk here. Except the hyena.
Yeah.
Just a hyena. Grant, Connie would like to know, where is the headquarters you work out of?
The headquarters I work out of is
just over there.
Yeah, just over the hill here in Hoedspruit. But Endangered Wildlife Trust offices are based in Johannesburg, Midrand, Johannesburg.
And then Palalas. There's just so much water after this rain that it doesn't look like anything. Kudu, tortoise, Egyptian goose, impala.
No carnivores.
No carnivores. Okay, well, we've checked the north, we've checked the west, we've now checked the south. Only leaves us with the east. So, okay, we're going to head east. Or we're going to head north in the eastern sections. Back towards Lion World. it's a good idea or a good thing that we haven't found the dogs today, because the signal is being really strange. Our safe zones are not so safe. I'm sure VM will be looking into it as we speak. Marcel is directing, and I'm sure VM is trying to figure out from a tech point of view what's going on. I gotta remember which way we want to go. We want to take, let's keep on the east. And again, we are looking for the dogs, so we are going through areas that sometimes we do have a little bit of breakup, particularly in the eastern section. This is where we've got our worst signal. But I'm going to go sort of northeast, and then I'm going to cut a little bit west. There we go. This should put us up onto this eastern ridge that looks down on the big sort of descent towards the Mukhabetsi River. Well, I do appreciate everyone. I know it's ridiculous time for some people. I think it's like 2 a.m. For some of you. It is 20 chillos this morning, though.
Foggy. I went north and across the Olifants River. It was very misty and cold. I do miss winter though, in the bush.
I do like winter in the bush, but I've got a feeling we're going to be in for a cold one.
Agreed.
Last year was pretty cold. No, not last year, year before.
The year before.
That was when we recorded, since I've been here, the coldest temperature.
But also these late
2.2.
April rains, and there's still water in the bush, and then it gets cold, then it gets very cold. Well, for us living in Hoedspruit, it gets very cold.
Anything below 20 is cold.
Yeah, jacket
degrees
weather.
Celsius.
20 degrees Celsius is jacket weather.
Let's just check here. The leopard could have come this way. Anyway, I'll ask Morris to go have a look. .42 degrees C. Where are you, Zygot? That sounds like my kind of weather. 42 degrees C sounds very pleasant. I don't think we even went over 40 that much this summer, so it's been a very cold summer.
No, I don't think so. It has been a fairly cold summer.
Where would be 42 degrees C at this time of the day? I mean, this time of the year in Southern Africa? Nowhere. Not even, no, Kalahari's already cooling down, Namibia's cooling down, Bots is cooling down. Maybe North Africa.
North Africa, maybe, yeah.
And it's humid. Or maybe in the east somewhere.
Yeah.
India. Ah, yes. That would make sense. Okay. Sure. Still can't believe how much grass there is at this time of the year. And what color it is.
And it had just started turning.
I know,
and
it
then
got really
changed.
dry. And I even said to everyone, no, we're done with rain for the year. Get ready for a very dry season. I still think it's going to be a very dry season though. Because if it's cold...
There hasn't been as much rain as we had hoped.
If we just look at the dams here, you can see. I think Leopard Dam might even dry up this year.
starting to worry about our ability to find dogs.
I know. I haven't even seen a track. I think once the lions are moved off and we can do a call up, it might make a big
100%.
difference. It's just not worth risking the dogs with this amount of lions around at the moment. So I mean, we didn't even know the breakaways were over there. So I mean, we had their tracks going towards Leopard Dam. We went in the opposite direction. We drove
over there.
And then, I mean, there's still another 7 adult lionesses somewhere else. And they split up quite often. So you can have like 4 here, 3 here. Cookie, it's getting light outside. I've made it to morning. Oh dear, Cookie, what time is it? Yes, Cookie pulling an all-nighter at your age. You're the real party animal, Cookie.
Vultures.
No, there's this. I think that Ellie carcass. I haven't been to the elephant carcass yet. It's somewhere around here. So a young elephant bull got killed by other elephants about a week ago. Now every time I've been, okay, I'm going to go to the carcass. This must be it. Every time I want to go to the carcass, I find the lions like in the driveway or there's something close to home, and I haven't actually got out yet. Let's go have a look. Might be some hyenas. Actually, might be more lions. But I think it's a week old. I don't think there's probably not too much left. It's like the 3rd Ellie since we've been here. All young bulls,
Passing at each other.
So 2 on Pridelands and then 1 on Quenga. It seems to be a very long way because there's another road like right here. I see, Cookie was on Sunrise Drive with, who was Kaya this morning, so that ended at 2 a.m. and then jumped on here. It's now 5:45 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, there's vultures coming off, so we must be close. Lots of vultures. No hyenas. Quite a young Ellie. Only about 12, 13 years old. Hoping there might be some hyenas here. But yeah, there's not even enough meat on here for the lions to come anymore. Here we go. We won't spend too long here, and there's some white-backed vultures, and looks like a cape vulture as well. Check if there are any tagged ones. Last Ellie carcass we had like 4 different tagged vultures. Shame, little guy.
Good for the vultures to have
Very good for the vultures.
a healthy source of meat as opposed to a poisoned one.
So when this was fresh, so that unfortunately it seemed like that the bigger Ellie put the tusk right through just on the left hand side of his chest, straight through. And then another one in the stomach and in the groin.
So then
So it even looked like it might be more than one elephant that decided they didn't like this.
They didn't
like this guy. I forgot. I forgot completely. This is a fun place to push. But I'm just going to try something quickly. Brand new battery. We bought it this morning.
Is it not just a loose terminal there?
That's what I want to check. But VM put it in, so it's unlikely to ever be a loose terminal with VM.
Is the alternator not charging the battery?
I think there might be a problem with the alternator. It's all fine. Okay. This is going to be an interesting place to push start.
Reverse will probably be better.
Matthew, you might have to lock your camera off. Let's just try one thing after that. I think it might be altered. No, you don't need to come tell us, Marcel. At least there's no lions sitting at the elephant carcass. It'd be much funnier if there were.
Oh, you know I can outrun a lion.
I've seen you do it. We should get a little hill here. Once we get over the
straight back, eh?
Yeah. Once we get there's a little bump here. We should get a bit of speed here. Nope. Oh no. Maybe we have to go that way and then that way. These two guys are getting their exercise. Yeah. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Now we're gonna push up. At least it's a Suzuki, not a Land Cruiser. Oh, there's this little bump. Okay, there we go.
No, we're stuck in a hole.
Yeah. Should be enough of a downhill that way.
To there. Yeah.
Gonna get us out of the hole. No stump.
Oh.
Forward again.
Maybe if we go right, I think we can push up.
If we can get up there enough. The road's a long way away. Come, Matthew, put your back into it. Oh, sickle bush in my legs. Ow. Okay, I'm going to push from an else. The sickle bush is sore. Okay.
Let me push from the back as well. I can't get traction there.
I missed the hole this time. So we should have a little bit. Oh. See if we can go forward a little bit more, maybe. So I'm managed to.
Okay, let's try. 1, 2, 3.
Go. No.
No, we're not going.
Okay, we're going backwards. Vultures looking at us like we're their next meal. Yeah. Oh, geez, that was close. Okay, let's not go all the way back down to the bottom of the hill again. We've got to mix that hill. Okay. What are we hitting? Okay. Okay.
Bloody rock, yeah.
They're rock.
I think so.
Yeah.
Come on, a little bit more. Okay. We're like half a meter further than last time. Okay. Oh, there's something else wrong. That should have jumped for sure.
Yeah. Charging at all.
What if we disconnect that battery?
Aren't you jumpers?
We've got spanners, and I'm just thinking. No, we had one in the car just now. And this got taken out. So 13. Must be the alternator, eh? We put a brand new battery in this morning. VMB, are you there? And we charged it when we put it in, eh? The new battery.
Well, it came so.
No, but and then we topped it up as well. Yeah. So which one is? Let's have a look at that. See that both reading orange? It should be fine. If I connect them, so this one seems to be off. The one on the right, eh?
Yeah. Probably the new one.
The new one. I was going to double check with them that that's the way it is. And if we disconnect the one on the left. Wait, actually, let me try something else. Do this. Battery issues. I'm just trying to say, if I disconnect the left-hand battery and just try to start off one battery. Okay, well, I think we've got an alternator problem. Where's the fan fuse? Which is the fan fuse? Yeah, I got the black relays. These ones. Bye, fam. Yuh, they're hot. Must I merge the batteries or keep them separate? Fuel pump's working, I can hear it. Oh, it's okay, wait, hang on. No. Alternator must be. At the elephant carcass, I'll send you a pin. Yeah, I've turned everything off. Okay. We're going to have to ask for a rescue. Vim, There's some cold green bottles in my fridge. Do you mind bringing a couple of those with you? Okay, what am I trying to do? Okay, well, we're gonna sit here next to a smelly elephant carcass for the next little bit. But thank you very much for joining us. We're going to get this sorted as soon as possible. For those of you on the Sunset Safari, I'm 100% certain we'll have the vehicle running by then, even if we have to pirate more parts from the mongoose, which we've already done. Poor mongoose. But yeah, and I think it's Yukon on Drive, but we're going to keep checking around for the wild dogs, and it'll be really great when we do find them. So with these live broadcasts, they're going to be impromptu. We cannot guarantee when and where and how and what we're going to see, but we will keep going live when we go looking for them. I think next time we'll try to do a call up when the lions have moved off a bit more, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks, Grant, for joining us.
Thank you.
Taking time out of your Saturday.
Always good to be here.
Yeah, hopefully we find them tomorrow. Watch, tomorrow they'll be at the house, waiting at the gates, hopefully. Okay, guys, well, cheers.